Morning, everybody. It's Brian from HASHWAREHUB. It's about 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, January 17, 2018. Hope everybody's doing all right. We're going to get into Bitcoin here and what's going on with this sell-off or the correction, however you would like to define it. But first, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, re-steam, upvote would all be greatly appreciated. We're finding a lot of people are finding a lot of value out of our videos and the price levels that we're giving. So if you have any other friends or part of any of the other groups in the cryptocurrency industry, would be happy if you guys were to post our videos or anything along those lines. Would be greatly appreciated. So let's get right into it right here. We're looking at Bitcoin. This is on a 4-hour basis, and we're going to present a little bit more of a bearish scenario, just to be a little more careful. And but before I even get into that, one thing I do want to apologize for is yesterday's video. The sound was horrible. I, during the day, run a family's manufacturing shop, and my office tends to be rather noisy. So what you're hearing is a lot of the machinery in the background. So my apologies. I'm going to try to make it quieter throughout the day so I can get you guys videos throughout the day as well. And I have a new headset and microphone on its way, even from a few days ago, even before yesterday's video. So my apologies there. So let's get into it here. So okay, so what we're talking about is that we're thinking that this is an ABC correction. And we mentioned this a long time ago. And as the price had broken down here, we started mentioning that this is going to be looking like an ABC correction. There are other possible corrections it possibly could be, but obviously we take the data day by day. We even started mentioning that possibly we didn't like the triangle formation, as we didn't like the way that it wasn't bouncing off as cleanly as we would have liked. However, this is what we have right now. So what do we have? What we have is that, yes, we have the C, and what we're doing is we're finding where we think that this may terminate. And we pulled these levels down even a little bit more than what we had yesterday. What you have to do is, according to Elliot Wave theory and also Fibonacci theory and stuff like that, you have to take a look at, well, how long was the length prior, and then based on that length, you then looked at multiples of that length in order to determine the current length that you're in right now. And part of Elliot Wave theory, or I would really say the crux of it, is actually counting waves. What is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and also A, B, and C. And it sounds really simple, but it actually, in theory, but actually in practice, it's not. It actually takes a lot of practice and experience. So, I mean, I've been doing this since 1999, so call that about 28 years. About 18 years. So that's about how long I've been actually doing it. So what we're looking at now is, yes, looks like 1 is done, looks like 2 is done, 3, 4, and 5. That's going to make up this B leg here. Okay? But now each wave is made up of subwaves. So what we're doing is we're zooming in to wave 2 right here, and there has to be 5 subwaves of wave 2. And so what we think we're looking at right now, and I'm going to try to zoom in here, is that, okay, if this is wave 2, the purple line, if this is wave 2, the purple line, then there has to be 5 subwaves of that. And so we look at the light blue line, which I drew in. So we have 1, 2, we believe 3 is going to get down to here. We're going to have 4, and then 5. This brings us down to a pretty low level, somewhere around this 8,000, 9,000 level. Now this is a little bit bearish than I actually think it's going to get. But you have to be aware of it, and you have to plan for it. So let's take a look at things on a 1 hour basis and see if we see anything more. And so yeah, 1 hour basis pretty much tells us the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a possibility that this right here may be 3, and then we're gonna, we're gonna have 4 and then 5. But based on Fibonacci retracements, it would be too soon. It would be too soon. And so one of the reasons why I don't like it when it's too soon is the fact that when you see that the correction is too soon, in other words, it hasn't run far enough as far as price is concerned, then normally the correction goes on longer. There's another corrective pattern. Yeah, so this is about how long we think how low we think it could possibly get, around the 7,000, 8,000 level. We'll have to keep an eye on it as far as where the waves are, how the waves are counting out, and the like. But that's where we think we are right now. So let's go take a look at the algos real quick to give us an additional data point as far as where do we stand in this correction. All right, so this is Bitcoin Poloniex 4 hour basis, and we're going to take a look right here. So right here we have the trend strength indicator, kind of show like a buy signal, and then but the sign indicator was very high. So normally we would wait for the sign indicator to come back down. So the sign indicator would come back down here, and we would have taken a trade along here, because even so the trend strength indicator, is still kind of in a mixed territory, but this is still a pretty safe trade, and it would have gone up for a little bit. But then what we would have seen is that the market would have started coming off, and obviously trend strength indicator would have come off. The sign indicator is also coming off and coming down, and MACD is pointing down. The trend is also starting to curl down pretty drastically. So this is what we see on a 4 hour basis, and on a 4 hour basis, there's really nothing bullish at all. Nothing. So everything is pretty much negative across the board. Everything's bearish across the board. Let's take a look at what's going on a daily basis real quick. All right, this is what's going on a daily basis. Again, it's Bitcoin daily bars, Poloniex data, and yeah, I mean, as we had mentioned, several times days ago, this didn't quite get to the bullish territory right here, and it's moving down. It's reaching towards this bearish territory right here. The trend, I had mentioned it several times before, is pointing down for quite some time. It peaked quite some time. It peaked well before the actual peak of the market. MACD is pointing down, and the sign indicator is mixed. Right. So let's also take a look at what's going on with the D trend indicator to see if the market has sold off sufficiently in order for that D trend indicator to bottom out based on historicals. So this is what we got right here, and I'm going to draw this, put the crosshairs right here. And where are we at? If we put this line kind of on this -2 level that we were talking about before, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and possibly 9 soon. And every single time the market hit, I think it's every single time the market hit this level, there was a significant rally from here. In my estimation, the market has not hit yet this -2 level. If you look at it right here, it's not there. So I do believe that our count is correct. I do believe that the market has some more to run down. Yeah, I know it's not a nice thing to say, and people may not like it, but I do believe that's what has to happen. And if you had heeded our warnings when we were talking about trying to start selling at the tops here, then you'd be sitting on a pile of cash. And if you're sitting on a pile of cash, you're loving this right now, and you'd be buying. You'd be laddering in. And like I said yesterday, we have quite a few clients that have been doing that. And they're doing that, with a huge smile on their face. So we're going to leave it there for right now. If you guys could subscribe and hit the notification bell, re-steam, upvote, greatly appreciated. And if you could talk about us on any type of social forums you guys have, you can feel free to post our YouTube videos or D2 videos or Steams or whatever else. It would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to get the word out here of the type of work that we're doing. So with that said, happy trading and have a great day.